What's good, gang? It's your boy went to Lil Benz back another reaction. And today, we got how the Drilly gang unleashed hell on the Bronx. Now, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? One of y'all told me to check this out. Check this video out so I can really understand the backstory behind them. Now, at first, I really thought he was part of YG's. I thought it was part of YG's. But seeing this right here, it lets me know that they're part of a whole nother gang called the Drilly gang. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to expect, but the title say they unleashed hell on the Bronx. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm curious to see what happens. It's really them versus everybody at this point. I ain't gonna lie. We just gonna get straight into it. We're not gonna waste no time. If y'all enjoyed this video, y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below y'all thoughts, and comment down below what I should react to next. I get to it ASAP. I've been doing videos every day. Couple of the bands, straight into it. Alright. It's a documentary based on information from public sources.
What's your definition of a gangster?
We don't really use that word.
Nigga, Jesse, why you running? You get away from the car.
This gang conducted wolf pack-like searches. Shots.
What the heck? Was that Lee Drillys running like that?
Running. You get away from the car.
That can't be Lee Drillys. That's not Lee Drillys, is it?
This gang conducted wolf pack-like searches. Shots fired outside of schools during dismissal, with young individuals 10 or under running for cover.
Cops tell us many of the alleged gang members are rappers in the drill music scene who challenge their rivals in their lyrics.
He died? You casual.
Crazy. It's unfair.
Damn, bro. That's sad. Already saying tragedy at the beginning.
Many years ago, the Bronx was one of the best.
This starts way back in 1940. Goodness, I'm about to have a whole history lesson today. That's what it looks like. Goodness.
Many years ago, the Bronx was one of the best places to live in America. Books written in the late 1930s described it as nothing short of amazing. The Grand Concourse, a major street in the borough, was known as the Park Avenue of middle-class Bronx residents, and the New York City subway system was called the safest in the world. Today, things have changed. The concourse and much of the Bronx is now known for rampant crime and poverty. Modern-day gangs that inhabit the Bronx.
That's crazy. The Bronx really fell off bad. They used to be one of the most safest places in the world. And now they're one of the most dangerous places in the world. That's crazy how a place could just flip like that.
City subway system was called the safest in the world. Today, things have changed. The concourse and much of the Bronx is now known for rampant crime and poverty. Modern-day gangs that inhabit the Bronx and New York City play a role in this urban decay. Today we will look into the case of one such gang with a drill rap connection, the G-Side/Drilly gang. The Drillys are a blood-affiliated gang who are based in the Norwood section of the Bronx, near the Williamsbridge Oval. They were one of the first gangs to introduce
Bro, what the freak? Look at all. Oh, this is everybody in G-Side Drilly gang. This is just the Drilly gang, by the way. You know what I'm saying? We're not even forgetting about Delilah was in this too. I didn't even know that, bro. I didn't know that. So now I'm starting. It's all starting to add up a little bit. Now it's starting to really add up.
Williamsbridge
Starting
Oval.
to make sense.
They were one of the first gangs to introduce drill rap.
RPT. I didn't. Hold on now. We didn't overlook RPT right there. You know what I'm saying? RPT bugging like.
They were one of the first gangs to introduce drill rap to the Bronx in early 2020. This was spearheaded by their alleged founder, Taboo Harris aka Spaz Drilly. During this period, the Drillys were allied with the YG's gang, and according to law enforcement, they acted to enrich themselves by any means necessary, and attacked their rivals with no mercy. Authorities allege that starting in March 2019, the Drillys and their allies began targeting historic buildings in the North Bronx and finding vacant apartments in them to turn into trap houses and bases for their drug operation. Many of these buildings were built in the beginning of the 20th century and were once a symbol of elegance and comfort for middle-class families, but as the Drillys and their associates took control of them, they turned into what can only be described as hellholes. One of these buildings was 2685 Valentine Avenue, a 5-story building which was built in 1924. It is alleged that drug dealers, including famous Drilly member and rapper Ali Doby, aka Lee Drilly, took over numerous apartments in the building. According to the DOJ, these apartments were used to store and manufacture drugs such as cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
24
These
hours
drugs
a day, 7 days a week? This man over here is selling all types of stuff. He said heroin, crack. Bro,
and manufacture drugs such as cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl 24 hours a day.
And he blurted it out like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these words are not bad.
7 days a week.
He just trying not to
These drugs
get
were often sold in the lobby of the building, and the dealers frequently prevented residents of the building, including families with children, from safely entering. Another building that the Drillys took over was 3339 Hull Avenue, which they used to traffic even more crack. This will become important later. As their operation grew, the Drillys were playing a part in the massive drug epidemic that has ravaged major cities across America, feeding scores of emotionally disturbed, drug-addicted people.
I don't have an ID, so I can't give you a ticket. I got my name on my court paper.
Bro.
I chose St. George's University School of Medicine because at the time that I wanted to go into medicine.
What was that court paper for?
Indecent exposure.
In addition to selling drugs.
Wait, what was indecent exposure again? Hold on, I missed something. What was indecent about? Did he pull his pants down or something?
What was that court paper for?
In addition to selling drugs, the Drillys allegedly brutally robbed people to enrich themselves. On January 9, 2019, 4 Drilly members approached an 18-year-old CUNY prep student as he left school and demanded his winter jacket. When he refused, it is alleged that they stabbed and beat him mercilessly.
A student that's 18 years old, bro. But they off the rip, they really said they known for, you know what I'm saying, trying to, you know what I'm saying, rob people to enrich themselves, basically to get money. I guess that makes sense. That's the whole point of robbing, right? To get money. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? But a student, though, you went for a student, an 18-year-old student. Now, I don't think you realize this, but, like, students are usually broke. So, you're not getting that much from him in the first place. So, I mean, a jacket, you just stab him to death for a jacket. Now, me personally, I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, somebody try to rob me for my jacket, you can have it, bro. Even if it's my Corey Kenshin hoodie. You already know how much I love that hoodie. You already know. But, you know what I'm saying? Somebody try to rob me for that, you can have it, bro. Matter of fact, you can have all my jackets, bro. As long as I get to keep my life, I'm straight. And I ain't snitching either. You can, bro, you got that. Because I can get another jacket. I might not be able to get that specific jacket. I can get a jacket, but I ain't getting no other life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a cat. I don't got 9 lives. I'm going to just keep it a buck. But still, that's kind of crazy.
In addition to selling drugs, the Drillys allegedly brutally robbed people to enrich themselves. On January 9, 2019, 4 Drilly members approached an 18-year-old CUNY prep student as he left school and demanded his winter jacket. When he refused, it is alleged that they stabbed and beat him mercilessly. The 18-year-old was seriously injured and required emergency resuscitation and life-saving blood transfusions. The jacket was now worthless because, well, they stabbed the victim through it and it was covered in blood.
Dang, bro. So you did all that to get the jacket, and then it became worthless because of the blood through it. What was the purpose of that? What was the purpose, man? Like, seriously, like, it's just pointless. It's pointless. You killed somebody for no reason now. You don't even find no value in it because it got blood all over it. So what was the whole point of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was really the whole purpose?
In 2020, as their drug operations were active in full force, the Drillys also intensified a war against rivals of them and their alliance with the YGs. Possibly emboldened by the conditions of the pandemic.
So basically, basically the Drillys and YGs are allies. I kind of had a feeling they were allies because I did see, Drilly, but I did see Lee Drilly made a song with D-Thing, so I kind of assumed that. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, you never really know. People switch up. I mean, E.Baby No, not eat that baby. Shy K had a song with K Flop, but they beefing now, so you never know, really. You never really know.
They repeatedly shot at their rivals across parts of the Bronx with no regard for civilian life. According to authorities, they accidentally shot at least 3 innocent bystanders during this campaign of violence, including a 66-year-old woman.
66?
On July 20th, 2020,
my man seriously shot a senior citizen, bro. Senior citizen. I don't know why I can't
3
talk.
innocent bystanders during this campaign of violence.
They shot 3 people. But you shot a citizen. We're just gonna continue.
Including
I can't talk right now. I don't know what's going on.
On July 20th, 2020, 6 alleged Drilly members approached reputed gang member James Rivera, aka Lil Lock, as he was leaving his girlfriend's home on the corner of 209th Street and Decatur Avenue. Among the Drilly members present in this group of 6 was none other than the gang's leader, Taboo Harris, aka Spaz Drilly. The Drilly members knew that Rivera was a rival of theirs, and decided that now was the time to deal with him. Rivera only had a knife on him, and so he ran. The Drilly members chased him and shot at him an absolutely astounding number of
all these freaking gunshots. Like bro, you made this sound a little too realistic, my boy. I ain't gonna lie.
Rivera only had a knife on him,
I thought
and
somebody
so he ran.
Bro, don't do that again. I thought somebody would shoot at my house. Please don't do that again.
The Drilly members chased him and shot at him an absolutely astounding number of times. Rivera was hit repeatedly and collapsed on the pavement, but the Drillys weren't done yet. One of the gang members picked up Rivera's knife from the floor and tried to stab him with it.
Stab him
James
too?
Rivera died before he could even reach the hospital. Obviously, his rivals were extremely
how the freak did he not die on the spot?
Happy to hear the news, and his name began to get frequently mentioned in Bronx drill songs as he was dissed, and his death was mocked. One of the rappers dissing him was none other than Ali Doby, aka Lee Drilly.
Make that boy disappear like it's magic. Drilly's on corn, we score in a basket. Lil Lo got put in a casket, spin with a knife and that nigga got blasted.
The songs that Lee Drilly was releasing at his peak in 2021 were gaining millions upon millions of views and making him a viral sensation. Back at the drug dens the Drillys were operating in the North Bronx, gang members began to get increasingly paranoid as the NYPD was hot on their tails. On March 21, 2021, in 3339 Hull Avenue, one of the buildings the Drillys had partially took over, several members were present inside an apartment trap house.
God, Drilly takedown, they took everybody down. Literally everybody. Who didn't get taken down in this one? I don't see Lee Drilly in this, so maybe he just got lucky this time because he locked up now.
Also in that apartment was a young woman named Delilah Vasquez. Delilah was not a gang member herself, but she was a girl who was friends with many Drilly and YG's members, including famous artists.
Bro, Shy K bro, this is I feel like this is Shy K favorite op. I don't know. It's not really a op because she's not a gang member. But this is the favorite person. This is the favorite person, like Delilah's favorite person to diss in songs. Like I be hearing smoking on Delilah all the time, like from Shy K.
Several members were present inside an apartment trap house late into the night. Also in that apartment was a young woman named Delilah Vasquez. Delilah was not a gang member herself, but she was a girl who was friends with many Drilly and YG's members, including famous artists such as D-Thang G's from RPT. For whatever reason, she associated very closely with them.
Drilly Jeezy. Drilly. Talk your shit. Tell him what's up.
She's tripping. If you're not gang, if you're not in the gang, you should listen.
What's up?
If you're not in the gang, you really shouldn't be too close to some of these gang members. I ain't gonna lie, cause you're gonna be automatic.
Delilah was also known to often get into altercations and disputes with other girls in the neighborhood, sometimes on Facebook, but generally she always thought of the Drillys as being her close friends. One of the Drilly members who she was with in that apartment was a suspected transgender known as PW Jet, aka Precious Williams. Detective Mike Delgado of the NYPD details what happened next.
Delilah Vasquez was she was a 20-year-old female. She was actually friends with them, and when she went into the apartment, it was a trap house. So, for those who know, trap house is It's where they usually congregate. It's a vacant apartment, and typically they would deal drugs or whatnot out of there. She was in this apartment with 4 of her friends, and those 4 individuals left that evening in a hurry. Approximately 50 minutes to 1 hour later, there was a 911 call that she was shot.
Before we discovered Blakey, we
I
were
heard
working our
about
asses
this.
off day and
They
night.
said that one of the people shot her on accident. That's what they said. That's crazy,
Please
bro.
get there. Delilah was actually still alive.
That's why, I mean, accidents can happen no matter what. It don't really matter. Accidents can happen. You can walk down the street, somebody let off a shot on accident because they just maybe trying to clean their gun. They shot a gun on accident, right? Accidents happen. But it's like she was asking for it low key because she associated herself heavily with those same people that was gonna get her ultimately killed in the end. It's like she was asking for it. I don't know. That's different. But R.P. Delilah though, I ain't gonna lie. That's no one deserves to lose their life that young.
We can't say that right
20
now.
years old?
Again, it's still,
that's crazy, bro.
The investigation is still ongoing. So those individuals though that were in that apartment, and again we tracked them with video up and down the street. So those individuals were arrested for that.
She was miraculously still alive, but after being transported to Jacobi Hospital, she later died. What happened in that apartment is still one of the biggest mysteries in the history of the present-day NYC gang war. But one
they say, this is what they say. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but the rumor has it, and I'm saying this from Mississippi because I'm not from New York. Y'all probably already knew that though. I'm from the SIP. I'm a SIP baby, you know what I'm saying? But rumor has it that they accidentally shot her. I don't know too much of the detail, but a member of the YGs, accidentally shot her. That's what the rumor has it. I don't know.
One
but
thing
they
is
said
clear,
it was an accident.
the NYPD believes that PW Jet was the likely trigger puller. If so, the question of why her own friends did this to her remains unanswered. Afterwards, Drilly affiliates would threaten the mother of Vasquez non-stop, forcing her to move out of her own home in fear of her safety. In 2022, the NYPD was closing in, and Detective Michael Delgado was on the case. Him, along with federal authorities, were seeking to bring down the enterprises of the Drillys and their associates once and for all.
Dang, bro.
Delgado and the NYPD were looking at and connecting all of the Drillys' acts of violence along with their social media taunting. In the case of the murder,
it don't make it no better that they taunt on social media. All the freaking antics they do on social media. We smoking on him, smoking on them. Didn't he die last week? Then we smoke him. We ran down. He tried to run down on us. We came back, hit him up. You know what I'm saying? Like Crips and Bloods. The way I'm trying to make them bleed. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me stop. I'm just reciting lyrics now. But, hey, bro. Sometimes these people just be stupid. I mean, you do a drill, but you gonna record the drill and post it on social media. Like, come on now. You're posting in 4K, you doing a crime. Or, you're just saying straight up, I killed this man. I was there whenever he got killed. Like, come on, man. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. If you kill somebody, you should want to hide it. But these people just different, bro. Like, they be like,
murder of James Rivera, aka Lil Lock, Delgado's team had already identified 4 of the suspects, including Drilly leader Taboo Harris, aka Spaz Drilly, Richard Santiago, aka Swift, and Nasir Carter, aka Nas 4T, but they could not initially get a proper ID of one of the men. As Delgado and his team listened to drill rap videos released by the Drillys, one song stuck out to them, that was Final Destination by Lee Drilly. While Lee Drilly,
the first song too, man. I just got done reacting to this song yesterday. I ain't gonna lie. This song was hard. I'm not gonna lie. But this man was wilding out. I ain't gonna lie. He was tripping.
Drilly obviously dissed Lil Lock, who was his rival. There was just one problem.
Lil Lo got put in.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about this. He obviously dissed Lil Lock. Yep, GG's, bro. GG's.
But they could not initially get a proper ID of one of the men.
As
Delgado and his team listened to drill rap videos released by the Drillys, one song stuck out to them, that was Final Destination by Lee Drilly. While Lee Drillly obviously dissed Lil Lock, who was his rival, there was just one problem.
Lil Lo got put in a casket, spin with a knife and that nigga got blasted. Spin with a knife and that nigga got blasted.
Pin with a knife and that got blasted. Oh, yep. GG's, bro. He's cooked. He's done.
Spin with a knife and
done.
What do you mean by that?
Not one single news article or public record ever mentioned anything about James Rivera having a knife during the incident. Delgado took another
See, he didn't really incriminate himself bad with that line right there.
Look at the surveillance video of the murder, and suddenly, it was clear. He believed that the man that picked up the knife was none other than Lee Drillly himself. Of course, as he states, other important corroborating evidence was found that links him to the murder, but they zeroed in on Lee Drillly as a suspect because of his song lyrics. The Bronx DA indicted the Drilly gang in state court for their alleged violent crimes on April 27, 2022, arresting 20 men.
I mean, you shouldn't have did the crimes in the first place, if you don't want to do the time. But, if you're going to do the crime, why would you snitch on yourself like that? So many people go outside, lose their freedom to snitching on themselves. People can easily get away with it. They could. Some people can get away with it a lot easier. But they snitch on themselves. They did it to themselves. Bro, that's tough.
Members
I ain't gonna
and
lie.
seizing 18 firearms. Lee Drillly was charged for his role of the murder of Lil Lock, and PW Jet was charged for her role in the murder of Delilah Vasquez. PW Jet was also charged with drug possession and manslaughter, as detectives are still struggling to piece together what precisely happened in that apartment. Spaz Drilly, the leader of the Drillys, was also hit with murder and conspiracy charges. Not long after this, the Department of Justice also federally indicted Drilly members and associates including Lee Drillly on separate federal drug trafficking and gun charges. In December, Lee Drillly pleaded guilty to his role in this, while his state murder case remains open. As all this was happening, the drill rap videos that chronicled this gang war gained millions of more views, and the money and record deals that came with them became even more desirable to some young men in the Bronx. As the Drillys were taken down, at least temporarily, a power vacuum was created in the Norwood, Gun Hill neighborhood where they are based, and it is yet to be seen what will happen next.
Yeah, bro. This is kind of crazy, bro. This is kind of crazy. I didn't know the Drillys had that big of a part into Delilah's death. That's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I knew about Delilah dying. I don't know if they had that big of a part into this though. I didn't know that was linked up with the YGs. I didn't know that. That's kind of crazy right there. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments down below, bro. Lee Drillly, bro. This is a prime example of why you need to learn when to. This is a prime example of you need to know when and when not to speak. Like, I mean, he was doing the crimes. He low-key got away with it. This man got caught up because the lyrics in his first song. Come on now. He wasn't thinking, bro. Like, I understand, like, these people do it on purpose. They like to taunt their victims or like to taunt the people that they're ops. I get that. I understand. But, like, at the same time, you're doing it and you're getting caught in 4K in the process. So is it really worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. But let me know y'all thoughts in the comments down below. I think this situation is kind of crazy. The Drilly game, bro. Man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Lee Drilly. Hey. I mean, it's always, like I said, it's always the talented ones getting locked up or dying. That's all I'm about to say. It's always the talented ones. Because Lee Drilly can rap his butt off. I ain't gonna lie. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments down below. If y'all enjoyed this video, y'all know what to do. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below y'all thoughts. Comment down below what I should react to next. I get to it ASAP. I've been doing videos every day. Couple of the bands. I'm gone.